Hello to you and welcome to this video. This full circle skirt pattern, which is from waist to floor level, is a requested video. So no long talk, let's get right into it. So to draft the full 360-degree skirt pattern, let's assume this paper here is our fabric or the full size of our paper. You would first need to fold it in half, like so. Make sure that you've folded it equally and it's nicely folded. Then you fold it again. After folding your fabric, you have a folded corner, just like so. So you start measuring your waist radius from this folded corner. So measuring from the folded corner here, you should have at least your radius measurement plus the full skirt length measurement plus the hem seam allowance. So now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and then start drafting. I did not have enough sheet to draft the full the folded edge, but I've shown you how you fold it. So from the corner, you start from the corner here. Then you will measure your radius. The radius. This is a 90 degrees angle. So from this 90 degrees angle, I'm going to measure my radius. But before we measure, let's go ahead and calculate the waist radius for the skirt. The full waist circumference I am using for this illustration is 26, which have wearing ease included. Then I'll add 1 inch zipper allowance to this 26 inches, making 27 inches. So I will use 27 inches as my full waist circumference. Then I'll divide this 27 inches by 2 pi, which is 6.28. So 27 divided by 6.28 will give me 4.299 inches. So the 4.299 inches will be my waist radius that I'll use for this illustration. So 2.99 will be the radius I'll be using for this. And the total length of the skirt is 40 inches. So now that we have the main measurements we will need for the skirt, let's start drafting. So now, from the waist, from this corner, I'll measure 4. This is 4.25, so it's somewhere here. So I'll go through it all, 4.25. 4.25 just like we did for the full circle skirt, which was to the knee side. So now we join these points to create the radius for the top. When you are joining this, make sure this angle is a 90 degrees angle here, so it have to be a straight line like this. Then you go ahead and then you join just like so. Angle. Just like so. Now we need the full length of the skirt. So measuring from this angle. So measuring from this waist side, we're going to measure and mark the full length of the skirt, which in this case is 40. You're using 40 inches. So you measure and mark 40 inches. like so. 40 inches. So this will be the full length. So you start from there again, here, you measure around. So again, from there, you measure and mark the 40 inches you need for the 40 inches, like so. So 40 inches. Now, still moving on. You measure from here. You measure from here down. You want to create an arc, so you measure from here down 40 inches. So this is it. 40 inches. So you measure again from here, go down. Forty inches. So here is the 40 inches. Now from here again, you measure down 40 inches. So join these points to create the seam allowance line. So from here, okay. Let's add another one here. 40 inches. So we measure from here. Down 40 inches. 40 inches, like so. So join. Down the marks to create the hem for the skirt, like so. So now if we need to add seam allowance, so you can add 1 inch or 2 inches seam allowance to the top like this. So you can add 2 inches seam allowance to the hem, or you can add 1.5 inches. It depends what you want. So in this case, I'm adding 2 inches seam allowance from at the bottom of the top. So 2 inches seam allowance. Let me use a different pen. 2 inches seam allowance at the bottom. This one is so very good. So the green pen is for the seam allowance. So you go ahead and then add seam allowance of 2 inches all through the whole skirt. Just like so. So now you have, so you join these two to create the, so join these marks to create the seam allowance mark. So this is the seam allowance for the skirt too. Now we need seam allowance here too. So we'll be adding 1/2 inch seam allowance to the waist to be able to add so we'll be adding 1/2 inch seam allowance to the waist to be able to add our waistband to the skirt. So from here you measure and mark 1/2 inch like so, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Well, put it away for me, thank you. So you join like that. So this is the waistline. So this is the cutting line for the skirt. So you are going to cut from here. My scissors. So now we are going ahead to cut this side of the skirt. This is the waist, so this will be the waist. So this is the waistline, and then here is the hem of the skirt. So from here, we go ahead and cut it like so. So this is the skirt. We have the waist and then the length of the skirt. So this is one part of the skirt. This is just one part of the pizza. Let's say this is one part of the pizza. So you need 4 of this to create the full skirt of the full length of the skirt. Sweetheart, what's the problem? So here you go. This is how the skirt should look after cutting everything. So this is the full skirt. (360°), full skirt, full circle, circle, skirt, skirt. And it's to floor level, to floor, to floor, to floor level. So this skirt is to the floor level, and this is the waist seam allowance. Seam allowance, waist seam allowance. And this is the hem seam allowance. hem seam allowance. This is the hem seam allowance. So this is 1/4 of the full circle skirt. So when you are cutting this on your fabric, when you are cutting this on your fabric, make sure you fold your fabric the way I showed you at first. You have to fold your fabric like this. You have to fold your fabric like this. Like this. Then you fold it again like this. Then you place this pattern on the corner here like this. Before you cut, then you cut all through. So let me see, I have a fabric here. Let me use this fabric instead. I have this Sankara fabric. So if you want to cut it, this is 2 yards of Ankara. It's 2 yards. This is the wrong side. So you need about twice of this to be able to cut a full 360 degrees skirt to the floor length. So you fold it like this. This is the fabric. You see, I folded it twice here, folded it here, then I folded it again like this. So this is the corner here. So you place it like this. Then this fabric is not enough to cut the full skirt because you need about 4 yards, minimum of 4 yards to be able to cut it. Fold it like this. Then you place this like so. You see? So you place it like so. You make sure the fabric is nicely folded. Then you place it just like so. So I'll make sure that everything is at the right side, like so. So you pin it, you pin the waist to the fabric, then you cut here. Then you go down and then cut the hem too. So this is how you have to place it on your fabric to be able to cut it. I hope this was helpful. Like so. So you cut it here. That's it. Then you go ahead and then you cut it from the down part here. My fabric is not up to this side because this is not enough. You need about at least 4 yards of fabric to be able to cut the full skirt. If this was helpful, please subscribe to the channel. This video was requested by one of us, so I just rushed through to do it for her, so that to do it for the person. This wasn't what I would do. So I'll go ahead and then snap this so that I'll use it for our thumbnail. Okay.